Welcome to Nailsworth, a small town of 5,800 people in Gloucestershire, England, home to the Forest Green Rovers. Established in 1889 by Reverend Peach, they would toil away in the lower leagues of English football for over 100 years. The 1997-98 season saw them take the Southern League Premier Division and join conference football. 20 years later, they would win the promotion playoff to join the Football League system for the first time in the history of the club. This would make Nailsworth the smallest town ever to host a Football League club. This is where our story begins. Meet Alfie Cooper, the English sensation that took Cheltenham to the Champions League. After coming through the youth academy and winning many trophies, Alfie Cooper was in his element until one horrific day he would suffer a career-ending ankle injury. Although with rehabilitation he still had lots to offer the club, Cheltenham decided to delist Alfie, which left him bitter and angry. What was he to do now? After a few restless nights of sleep, Alfie decided he needed vengeance on his once-loved club. But how? He was nowhere near returning to the pitch, and who would want an injury-prone player? He thought long and hard. What would hurt Cheltenham the most? Word on the street was that the newly promoted Forest Green Rovers were looking for investors. Alfie remembered stories of the fierce rivalry Cheltenham had with the Forest Green through many years of conference football. This could be the perfect opportunity to get back at his former employer, buying into the enemy and crushing his former team. Alfie made his way 20 miles down the road to Nailsworth and immediately fell in love with the small town. He drove to the new lawn ground and met current owner Dale Vince. The two men discussed ambitions of the club, and Alfie was impressed with the ideologies of solar energy and water recycling. Discussions went long into the night. After many hours, Dale and Alfie came to an agreement. Alfie would purchase a 51% share of the club and build the team in his vision, while Dale would remain with 49% and carry on with his green living goals for the club. Now Alfie wanted to really get back at Cheltenham more than ever. It was time to take them down. First point of business, sign a new manager, one with the same goals, reach the Premier League and compete for Champions League glory. Alfie's first call was to Jean-Daniel Tamite. The Ivorian striker never recovered from the injury that forced him to miss the Champions League final, and when Alfie called and offered him the job, he was ecstatic and said yes without question. With JDT on board, Alfie knew the club was capable of great things. Forest Green already had a decent youth academy, but in order to build for the future, it was Alfie who suggested and funded a world talent scouting program. He would need 3 men capable of spotting talent around the globe, but also men that he could trust. He made a few calls, and 3 men answered the calling. First was Chun So-ro, the South Korean central defensive midfielder with great vision and skilled in many languages. Second was Alfie Alexander, the Australian winger with a never-say-die attitude and capable of being mates with anyone. And the final scout to accept the job was Phil Mulholland, a defensive beast that could spot an attack before it even happened. With the new staff assembled, it was time for Alfie Cooper to get the ball rolling. It is time for the Youth Edition.